KBLA.com/ticketbags.
Yeah, yo, come on.
Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Autistic people are not sexless, emotionless robots, but we do have very different ways of showing affection. So let's talk about autistic love languages.
Validation and support for autistic people and their loved ones.
Welcome, my friend. I'm Orion Kelly, that autistic guy. Now, are you a partner of an autistic person? Do you sometimes struggle as a neurotypical person in a relationship with an autistic person to identify when we're actually showing love and affection? It's not uncommon for partners of autistic people to think that we struggle or simply don't even show any signs of love and affection. But I can tell you that is absolutely not true. Autistic people, neurodivergent people, simply have different love languages, different ways of showing and receiving love. So let's break them down. Problem solving can be a key issue in neurodiverse relationships. But in fact, for me personally, as an autistic person, I find identifying and seeking to solve problems my wife may be having is actually a form of love for me. It's part of my love language. In other words, problem solving is my way of showing love and affection. Autistic people have a strong logical brain. In effect, a stronger, more developed logical part of our brain than the emotional part of our brain. So it stands to reason that we're going to see things that are right and wrong, black and white. This needs to be fixed. If there's a problem, we want to solve it. To broaden on that slightly, as autistic people, we may well be able to see, identify problems before anyone else. And in addition to that, that may therefore trigger our brain to seek a solution, therefore identifying and potentially solving problems before anyone else does. This goes hand in hand with an autistic person's strong sense of justice, of right and wrong. Now for us, that seems like a strength. We see problems, we solve them. In relationships, however, that may not be the case. Turns out, I've been told that neurotypical people, as a rule, don't actually like things being pointed out, identified, picked. This is right, this is wrong, being corrected, having their problems solved for them. I know, it's bizarre. Who says a problem if you don't want a solution? I'll tell you, neurotypical people. Yep, turns out my wife sometimes likes to just share problems, share issues, just to share them. She calls them venting. It sounds completely healthy to me, and I totally dig it, and I respect it, and we've worked out a way to navigate it. But in fact, from an autistic point of view, if you are going to share problems or issues, or there are going to be problems or issues that we identify, it's only natural that we want to, number one, identify them, and number one, that's not right, number two, solve.
But this is why I say relationships are beautiful. There's so many layers. there's so many skill sets that are required. And if you're listening to what the autistic gentleman just laid out, a lot of those tools are the same tools you need to be in a healthy relationship with neurotypical people. Do you understand? Many people are not in relationships to mine for tools. Many people are in relationships trying to mine what their unrequited wounds require in order, to feel safe, right? First off, unconditional love is unsafe because it's unconditional. There is no border. Listen, when you're in a pool and you're in trouble, what do they tell you to do? You're in a pool, you're in trouble. First off, you better get to the edge. Get to the border. The border is safe. The boundary is safe. If you can't swim, stay in the shallow end and stay next to the edge. Stay next to the wall. Don't venture. Unconditional love has no conditions. It is a spiritual level of consciousness that is unbounded. This is why so many people don't believe it's real. Unconditional love might as well be Santa Claus. You understand? Might as well be the Tooth Fairy. So most people are in relationships mining for a desired outcome. If you're in a neurodivergent relationship, my God, or you're in a relationship with someone who's neurodivergent, you're going to need to support them in such a way that they can feel safe, that they can open up, right? Or vice versa. If you are neurodivergent and you so happen to bag a neurotypical person, they're still going to have the skill sets along with you to be able to deal. Relationships are up and down for everybody, whether it's neurodivergent, right, or neurotypical. Would you date somebody on the spectrum? Huh? How do neurodiverse individuals navigate the complexities of intimacy and physical connection in relationships? Can neurodiverse relationships foster personal growth, resilience, and emotional intelligence in both partners? Can it happen? I don't know. Neurodiversity, here we go. Bipolar disorder, previously known as manic depression, is a mental illness, right, that causes extreme mood swings, energy levels, and activity levels. These mood swings can make it difficult to perform daily tasks. Bipolar disorder is characterized by periods of elevated mood, which is known as mania, and then other periods of depressed mood, i.e. depression, right? This is heavy. Symptoms of bipolar disorder include manic episodes, extremely up, elated, irritable, or energized behavior, down episodes, very down, sad, indifferent, potentially some psychotic symptoms during manic or depressive episodes. Bipolar disorder is a chronic condition that can be controlled with medications and counseling. There is no cure, but a medical professional can manage the symptoms. The main treatment for bipolar disorder includes medicine, right? These medicines can help control the symptoms of bipolar disorder. Psychotherapy. This can also help you recognize and change troubling emotions, thoughts, and behavior. And then there's electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, a brain stimulation procedure that can help relieve the symptoms. Would you date somebody that was bipolar. Bipolar 1, bipolar 2. Would you do it? Would you date somebody that was suffering with, or not suffering, okay? Because let's do it another way. Would you date somebody that was dealing with attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD, which is a chronic condition that causes ongoing patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity, right? Inattention can include difficulty staying on task, right? Could you date somebody like that? This is why I say Amanda Seals did us a favor, because she brought light, because I did not like the response. Everybody's response was she should have a man. As fly as she is, as accomplished as she is, as educated as she should have a man. Why is she single at 42? Everybody was coming that way. Even Shannon was like, "You single?" Like, surprised. Did you hear the symptoms I read? This ain't easy work. Even in neurotypical people, it's not easy work to be in a relationship. Even if you're just dealing with the maladaptive attachment styles, not easy work. Somebody that's anxious, preoccupied, somebody that's dismissive, avoidant. Dismissive avoidance are now being linked to covert narcissists. Fearful avoidance, covert narcissists. What's the difference? And you know, there is a difference. But because there are so many similar behaviors, there's overlap. Do you see? So it's like, oh, wait a minute, there's a distinction here. That's fearful avoidant, or that's dismissive avoidant. That's not narcissism. But do you see what I'm saying? Even in neurotypical relationships, it is not an easy ride. Andy, what are your thoughts?
You know, I just wanted to chime in on, everybody talking about her, being single or whatnot. You heard what Gilbert Arenas had to say about her, right?
Nah.
About how basically her being who she is, being intelligent, this, that, and the third, that those are considered flaws for us men.
I did hear that.
I was just curious to know if
no,
you felt that way.
As a matter of fact, we were together. I did hear that. And here's the sad thing. He's right. And I'm going to tell you why he's right. Many men want to be the answer for their woman in every aspect of their life. Because being the answer for your woman is an extension of your control over her. For many men. I'm sorry. Listen, control. See, money is an extension of control too. So I got the money. I got the knowledge. You come to me. I got you. That boosts the dude up. He be like, yeah, you understand me? My woman came to me. I told her whoop, whap, whoop. That's what men want in general. Why is that, Zoe? Why is that? Do you know how many hurt men are out there? Raised in negative environments? Come on. Let's not act there like the men don't have BPD, bipolar, or borderline personality disorders, ADHD. What? Let's not act high functioning autistic. Come on. There are men out there too. There are men out there with mother wounds, father wounds. So how does that show up in a relationship? Do as I say. See, a man who don't want to heal will lean on the social, what? Gender roles. The gender roles definition don't say nothing about you healing you. It just says protect and provide as a man. So when a man puts himself in that position in life, everything is under his stewardship, even if he's not qualified to be a steward. So guess what happens when you get an intelligent woman in America? Brother, I don't need you to figure that out for me. I understood it perfectly. Now he, in his feelings, feeling like his knowledge was being rejected, feeling like his manhood is being challenged because his woman's smart. So in a way, you understand? He was right about that. Yes, an educated, intelligent woman for a certain type of man, not for all men, for a certain type of man, is a threat. I can't tell her nothing.
For a lot of men.
Listen. The pimp game is based on the woman's acquiescence to the pimp. You need to follow instruction or you headed for destruction, as Pimpin' Ken would say. If you can't follow instruction, sister, you headed for destruction. Do you understand? But if she's intelligent, if she's balanced, if she was raised right, she's securely attached, and I'm sorry to say this, but if she's not neurodivergent, do you know how many men would be intimidated by Claire Huxtable as a wife? Claire would be like, Raheem, what did you say? Raheem, who you talking to, brother? I will not dignify. Do you understand? I will not. That's what I'm saying. Men are no different than women. You date your dysfunction. I'm sorry. So all I'm saying is, yes, bruh was right. He was right. But if you throw on the extra layer of neurodivergence, that's a struggle. It's a struggle to date her. And I don't know her. That would be a struggle. You got to come in with the skill set. And so the natural inclination for people having this conversation is to say, oh, you got to be on her level with regards to education. No, you got to be on her psychological level or beyond it to be able to manage that kind of relationship. Come on, man. Xylon, get back in here, brother. I'm sorry. We'll do this. When we come forward, I'm going to go back and talk to my brother Xylon because he went through it. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, the saga begins. Begin war. I'll draw first blood, be the first to set it off. My cause, tap all jaws, lay down laws. We take it with jaws, we do jokes, rust the doors. Here come the D's, trying to make breeze, the guns toss. In full force, some team will go at your main source. My non-Taurus, hit bosses and take hostages. Your whole setup, from the ground up, we lock. Blood flood your eye, fuck up your optics. Switch to kill instincts, fit pop. You know it was the topic. 9 pound, we rocked it. 96 strike back with more hot. Illuminate, my team will glow like radiation with no time for patient or complication. Let's get it done right, my click airtight. Trapped in the never-ending gunfights. Lose stripes and lose life. Jail sending kites to the street over some beef that wasn't fully cooked. Finish them off, well done me. Then said 22 slug to your head. Travel all the way down to LA.
Hey yo, it's hell on earth. Who's next are gonna be first? The project's front line and the enemy is one time. I ain't gotta tell you. It's right in front of your eye. And yo, it's hell on earth. Who's next are gonna be first?
This is gonna be a very different video than one I normally post. But I hope it's going to be a safe place, and I know this is the internet, so we'll see, to talk about something that I am at the beginning of an incredibly deep dive on that I feel compelled to share with you. And I might be posting like little videos on TikTok alongside this here, but I feel like I can't look away from it. Many of you know that I had a very strong passion for talking about complex PTSD, specifically childhood PTSD, and the nature of what I've often called silent trauma, toxic hypervigilance, basically a trauma personality that when you have a certain childhood, it's sort of hard to understand who could you have been, what traits and qualities might you have had you not grown up in those environments. And for me, I don't know. Both of my parents were what I've called eggshell type parents who really struggled with their own emotional regulation. My father had severe trauma as a child, which I believe led to him deciding to not be here anymore when I was 23. That was, of course, incredibly traumatic for me, and not to mention the relationship or lack thereof, one we'd had. My mother, as I've talked about, I do believe, although I'm starting to question a few things about her difficulties, I do believe has lived her life with undiagnosed borderline, but she did not really have an identifiably traumatic childhood, not in the ways that we talk about even complex PTSD or the types of traumas that might create borderline. Now, that being said, we know that these disorders, whatever you want to call them, I don't love that word, they're incredibly complex, and I do not think that we are anywhere near, I think we're at the very beginning of understanding the dynamics between our brains and our environments and how things play out. And there's been a lot of conversation around the overlap and often misdiagnoses and confusing diagnoses around borderline, complex PTSD, autism, ADHD, and even narcissistic personality disorder. And so I've been doing a deep dive specifically on understanding.
Pause it. Listen. I am in 100% agreement with the young lady. I think we're at the very beginning, right, of all of this. I think in 100 years, everybody is going to be on the autistic spectrum. Because you see how she talked about the overlap. I think in 100 years, they're going to figure it out. Everybody's autistic. Everybody is going to be considered neurodivergent. Yeah. Listen, you hear me talk about it all the time. This is why relationships are so difficult. We live in a toxic society. And I believe that toxicity, as it manifests as trauma, complex PTSD, whatever they want to call it, I believe it affects the brain. Living here the way we do, I believe it affects the brain. When I hear people talk about relationship, it sounds like Bizarro World. It sounds like a alternate universe. Like, where they do that at? Here. We do that here. Let me get Xylon back in here. Xylon, what are your thoughts, my friend? You were really cooking. Pick up where you left off. You were talking about your girl and how you experienced, these symptoms in your relationship with her, your OCD and her being neurodivergent. Tell me a little more.
So she is a lawyer, and she was very high functioning. Mm-hmm. What I will like to say, though, is this. We found out during the term of the relationship, she was dismissive, avoidant.
Boom.
I'm anxious, preoccupied.
Boom. You ain't got to tell me. If she's dismissive, avoidant, I already know what you... Come on. Come on.
So there were a lot of coping mechanisms. There were a lot of devices and things put into place so that the relationship could even function on a level where she didn't feel she was not being heard and I didn't feel the same way. But what I will say is the clip before this last one, that guy was really speaking to the relationship that we had in the fact of there was so much that had to be worked out or described in detail because there was no space for hints. There was no space for read between the lines. So when I hear you speak on this tonight, it's very poignant to me because, like you say, I've lived through it, I've experienced it, and what I would tell any listener that is on the channel tonight that's listening, it just takes time. There is patience that has to be involved.
Wait,
and I wish...
Wait, hold on. Wait, and you wish... Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I wish I had taken more time even than I did.
Hey, brother, I love you for sharing this, man. You made my whole night. We got callers all over the country that want to talk about it. Guess what you just did? Oh, he's gone. He brought Louisiana in the building. When we come forward, we're going to go even deeper, man. This show is on complete fire.
Articulate, hitting body parts to start shifting. Never hesitate, it's the rap game unlimited. Sign my roster, we can do this forever infinite. Then reminisce 20 years later how we was getting it. Either with me, go against the grain, you better hit me. Legging me, you're robbing me, better body me, cause it's a small world. Talking like, singing like snitches.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Hundreds of people are showing support for a Minnesota state trooper accused of gunning down an unarmed motorist last summer. Ryan Londrigan is in court on murder and manslaughter charges linked to the shooting and killing of a black man, Ricky Cobb II, during a traffic stop on I-94 in Minneapolis. Several Londrigan backers were seen in the atrium of the Hennepin County Government Center wearing T-shirts with the wording, "Trooper Londrigan is innocent." St. Louis Alderman Rasheen Aldrich says he's simply looking for ways to increase revenue for the city of St. Louis with his proposal to extend marijuana dispensary hours. Aldrich, who is black, introduced Board Bill 15, which would extend the dispensary's closing time from 8 p.m. until midnight. He says there is a possibility the city could lose the earnings tax and there needs to be plans to replace that tax revenue. Other areas, including Kansas City dispensaries, can close as late as 10 p.m. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The Los Angeles Dodgers invite you to come to Dodger Stadium on Tuesday, April 16th for Hello Kitty Night. Purchase a special ticket pack to receive a Hello Kitty bag. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/ticketpacks. That's Dodgers.com/ticketpacks.
Yeah, yo, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV. City of Los Angeles tenants, verify your Emergency Renters Assistance Program status today if you applied for the program. Tenants approved for rental assistance are protected from eviction for non-payment of rent through May 31st, 2024. And it's illegal under law for landlords to refuse rental assistance to you based on your source of income. Refusing assistance can be used as an affirmative defense in an eviction case. So check your application status now at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home. Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's like a thing. My mama, thank you, baby, for cutting me out. Sorry, ma. I know it was hard. Look what you did, though, man. And it's popping now. Smell like money. Smell like millions. Just when you thought it was safe to come out, infamous all in your face and your mouth, that's right. Best to stay up in the house whilst we getting our money for the 2,000 P back out in the street. So what now? Strictly for the ghettos and hoods in your town. Probably got bundles in your town like, remember me now, Queensbridge. But we blow your house down. We the big bad wolves that eat your food, clown. I ain't got a huff and puff, you know my style. Calm as I just let my well out. I got cash, I could have you touched, but I'd rather be hands-on with that, son. Certain things you just gotta perform yourself, son. When I start, I don't stop till I hit it.
How can you tell the difference between autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD? That's what I'm talking about today. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Today's question is based on several viewer questions asking me to talk about this. ADHD and autism are neurodevelopmental disorders. Neurodevelopmental means that they start early in childhood and affect how your brain grows and functions. Examples of neurodevelopmental disorders include ADHD, autism spectrum disorder or ASD, intellectual developmental disorder, and learning disorders. It is common if you have one to have another one. In fact, there's a high prevalence of people with autism spectrum who also have ADHD. The reverse is not as common for people with ADHD to also have ASD, but people with ADHD can have features of autism spectrum without having the complete disorder. Both disorders are highly genetic, meaning the genes from them are passed down through families. Before comparing the two disorders, let's look at autism spectrum disorder. ASD is a spectrum disorder because there are many features of it. The features can be grouped into two categories: problems with social communication and relating to others, and restricted repetitive patterns of behaviors, interests, or activities. This is the category that includes being hyper or hypo-reactive to sensory experiences. Here's another way of looking at the symptoms on a spectrum. Going from left to right, you have language, which is social communication skills such as body language, eye contact, and small talk, just to name a few skills. Then there is social awareness, which is the ability to read the room, pick up and follow social norms, like saying hello to someone who walks up to you. Next is narrow interest. This is the tendency to narrowly and intensely focus on a niche interest and have trouble shifting tasks or activities. Information processing is the ability to learn new information and apply it to different situations. Sensory processing is a person's response to sensory input like sounds, smells, tastes, and textures. Some people can be hyperreactive to certain sensory inputs and hyporeactive to others. Repetitive behaviors is a tendency to stim in response to different emotions. Stimming refers to self-stimulation behaviors like hand flapping, rocking, or blinking. The last column is neuromotor, which refers to the ability to...
Dr. Tracy don't be playing. You should see her video on PMDD. DD. A lot of people never heard of it. PMDD. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. PMDD is a chronic mood disorder that causes emotional, cognitive, and physical symptoms in women before menstruation. PMDD is a more severe form of premenstrual syndrome, PMS, which is a range of physical or emotional symptoms that occur maybe 5 to 11 days before a woman's period. The PMDD symptoms include extreme mood swings, depression, irritability, tension, hopelessness, anger, lack of energy, less interest in activities you normally enjoy, suicidal feelings, difficulty concentrating. Y'all think just being with somebody is we just gonna be together, huh? I like you, you like me. People got things. Do you understand? Like, there are real situations going on and they require tools. Right? Relationships don't work unless you have a great relationship with yourself. You figure out who you are. You figure out your pros and cons. You figure out the truth of you. You figure out the lie you project. Right? You get honest with yourself. And it's a process. You're not going to be perfect at it for a lifetime. It's going to take you a minute to get a handle on yourself. And just like an alcoholic who's been sober for 25 years, you keep saying, I'm a recovering alcoholic. You stay on your grind because you know in one moment you can slip. I'll give you a perfect example. I ain't going to say his name. A friend of mine, celebrity, was going through something. Met me at the cigar lounge and ordered a drink. I happen to know. Now, this brother, 30 years sober. But whatever he was going through was heavy. In that moment, God said, hey, you are here. He respects you. You bet not say something. Because I wasn't going to say nothing. I was like, I'm going to mind my business. But I said something. I said, hey, brother. My brother, you sure? You don't want to throw all that work you did away, right? He said, that's why I love you. That's why I love you, because you're not going to let me. Do you understand what? People think, oh, I'm healed. That's how you know you're dealing with a charlatan. Ain't nobody healed. Everybody is healing. ING means it's continuing. Do you understand? Ain't no, it's done. Yep, that part is over. No, it ain't no over. That's why when you hear goofy, childish people talking about I'm over it. No, you're not. What you over is doing it over. That's what you over. You tired of doing it over, but you gonna keep doing it over. Because you ain't gonna never be over. Listen, come on now. All right, let me get my people in here. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. Get in here.
Hey, Mr. Zoe. Good evening. How are you?
Ah, man, I'm in here turned up.
Yes. And you know, I was gonna say when they say I'm over it. Also, people kill me when they say "come healed." Like that, I don't think there's any such thing. But anyway, I was watching one of my favorite shows is Elementary, and it's like a take of Sherlock and Holmes. Sherlock Holmes and Watson, and he became attracted to a neurodivergent woman. And he really, really liked her. And he liked her because she was straightforward. She was honest. She was real. He felt like he didn't get that from a lot of people. And I found that interesting because I feel that if you have that attraction or that commonality, then everything else you can work it out. Like Zylon was saying, they had him and his ex, they had a plan or, like a way to deal with certain things. And I think if you have that communication or you have a contingency plan, then I think anything can work if you work at it. And so I think, a neurodivergent or someone on the spectrum and a neurotypical or somebody who's normal, they can work that out. I mean, and again, if they want to.
Let me ask you, Nzinga, would
Yes,
you
sir.
date a neurodivergent man? And I'm saying he's high functioning. He's high functioning. He got his life together. Everything is straight. But he got,
I could get to know him, and if I wind up liking him, then yes. But if I don't, then then we can always be friends. But I admire, honest. No, well,
stop, Nzinga. Don't nobody want to be your friend. A man, I want to be your friend now. I like you, girl.
Yes, they do.
You know how men are. We be like, I like you, girl. I don't want to just be a friend now. Don't let my neurodivergency get in the way, child.
Well, if I liked it, then we can be together. But if I don't, I guess maybe we couldn't be friends. We could just be cordial, like, hey, how you doing?
Right.
I guess.
Attila said it's okay to say no. Attila said it's all right to say no. You ain't gotta say yes. It's okay.
But if we kicking it and I like your personality, because I appreciate honesty. Neurodivergent people, they tend to have really different hobbies and are into different things, and I'm into doing and learning different things. So if we kicking it and I happen to like him and he's just a little neurodivergent, that's what it is. But
you don't even like saying it. You uncomfortable to even say he's a little neurodivergent. Come on now, girl.
Oh, he's a little well, I would go to my aunt. He's a little touch. So when he comes around, no, I'm just joking. But,
listen, when a man comes out of prison, is he not a little touched?
Yeah, they can be when they acclimating back to society.
Yes. I love
but
you.
I think that's different. But I love you too, Mr. Zoe, and thank you. And I brought Pensacola in the building.
Yes, Pensacola, Florida in the building. When we come forward, we staying in Florida. This is on fire tonight.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Fight climate change. This Earth Day, April 22nd, go Metro and ride for free. You'll make a difference. Metro buses run on clean energy, making every day Earth Day. Together, we can clear the air and connect our communities. Start your journey at metro.net.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Don't shave with that, son. You'll get razor bumps.
Nah, Pops. I'm good with Gillette's Skin Guard.
How long you been growing that beard anyway? You know Mama hates it.
Yeah, had it since my last wet shave in 77. Got ingrown so bad, looked like I was growing a patch of new noses.
That's why I use the Gillette Skin Guard razor, face scrub, shave gel, and moisturize, so I don't have to worry about new razor bumps or shaving irritation.
Gillette Skin Guard, huh? Your mama's gonna love this one.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Once again. It's the infamous, back in the house once again. Live the life, gather diamonds and guns, and now jam pull gas. Like a big said, pull on stems. The wall got the bone, run out and tell the friend, drop the gem on. Back in the house once again. Live the life, gather diamonds and guns, and now gems pull gas. Like a big said, pull on stems. The wall got the bone, run out and tell the friend, drop a gem on him. Sick and tired, ugly fake crooks need to retire. They got your gas, take a nap.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building on a Monday night. Somebody said it feels like Saturday night. Come on. I love it, man. I love it. The voice of reason and his playlist. You already know my playlist is my co-host. And we featured Mobb Deep because I needed something dark. I needed something heavy, man, because these are very deep and nuanced conversations, man. And Mobb Deep was one of the most prolific, consistent, dark, deep, and nuanced hip-hop groups in the game. One of the legendary groups in hip-hop history. So I had to feature them for tonight's topic. We got to get to our callers. We're going to get to you guys really quickly. We only have 8 minutes left in the show. So let's make our statements and points quick. Brevity is the key. Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida. Get in here.
My ex was diagnosed bipolar as a kid. He didn't acknowledge it as an adult. And therefore, because he wasn't dealing with it, I didn't know how to handle it myself. And we had the manic, both ends, high highs and low lows. And it was hard.
To say the least, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did the relationship end?
Badly.
Really?
It was a bad breakup.
How so?
I loved him. We had an argument over something simple. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, I realized I don't know if I'm going to be able to marry this guy because there's something going on there, and we need help.
Yeah. Did you guys ever go seek help in terms of, therapists or anything like that?
He didn't acknowledge it. I mean, he told me he didn't want to acknowledge. He didn't want to acknowledge it as an adult. Wow. So no, we didn't go to therapy.
Wow. Mimi, listen, I love your transparency. I appreciate you for opening up because I could hear it in your voice. That hurt you, and it's still there.
Yeah, because I loved him, and I was open to things, but I didn't say things because he wouldn't acknowledge it.
Right. And you like I told the young brother, you can't convince an unwilling ear. No, so I feel for you, Mimi, and I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging on the line for so long. You brought Jacksonville, Florida in the building. Let's get Hustle from Miami, Florida in the building. Hustle, get up in here.
Hey, what's up, man?
What up, bro? You already know how I get down with these shows, so what are your thoughts?
All right, so based on my personal experience, something I'm seeing with relationships these days is there's no magic, there's no fairy tale, right? Mm-hmm. So now we have to meet on real levels. Mm-hmm. Look at the the construction of a healthy relationship, right? It takes a certain amount of ingredients. Some people do not possess those ingredients. Therefore, no matter who you are, that person will not fit into that construct. That doesn't make them terrible people. That doesn't mean that I can't, share a soda with them.
Right.
But if my goal is to build a healthy, long-lasting relationship, you cannot make a cake without the dough. You know what I'm saying?
Without flour. That's right.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I think the closer we get to that reality, the closer we can start to acquire those ingredients ourselves.
Yeah. I appreciate that, brother. Hustle, guess what you just did?
Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida in the building. Come on, Dana. Dana from Pasadena. You're my final caller of the night. Talk to me. Talk to me.
That's cool. I believe, I didn't know it.
Neurodivergent. Yeah, it's the new term.
Neurodivergence. I didn't know what it was until I kept listening to the show. And then I was like, okay, Amanda Seals, you just gave 68% of black women something else to heal. Because we have a high rate of whatever is going on with her. A lot of us are dealing with that. I personally haven't dealt with that in my relationships because if our demons don't play well, then I'm out.
If our demons don't play well, talk to me. What does that mean?
It means that if I don't get along with you, if I see the first signs of manic behavior and you have a lot of highs and lows, then I know that our demons don't play well together, and then I'm out. And I'm interviewing you from the moment I meet you. I'm asking all types of questions. I'm getting to know you as well as me, but I'm asking enough questions to know if this is something that I want to continue, if I want to go on a second date, or if I'm interested in you.
Right.
And I've had enough healing and work done within myself to know that I'm not going to deal with that. Especially if you're not taking your medication or if it's been diagnosed and you're not dealing with it. But our demons are not.
Or you're trying to self-medicate. Sometimes people just say, I'm gonna roll a blunt and get through this moment.
And that is a lot of that's going on, and that's why I was very generous when I said 63% of black women.
Ooh, Dana, guess what you just did?
I brought Pasadena into the building.
Pasadena. Hey, listen, we started the conversation. You finish it. There's a lot of work to be done. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want a healthy relationship, it starts with the relationship with yourself, right? If you're dealing with anything that we talked about, whether it's bipolar disorder, whether it's a borderline personality disorder, whether it's ADHD, whatever, high functioning ASD, listen, nothing wrong with going to a therapist, getting a program together, getting yourself together. It's fine. But going into a relationship wearing a mask, trying to hide what's wrong with you, it's only going to exacerbate the issue down the road. It's only going to be problematic down the road. I say you need skills to be in a healthy relationship. Not even healthy. To be in a relationship, you need skills, right? But if you want to maintain the health of that relationship, then you have to continue to acquire, and then space and grace for your partner. You guys have to have real conversations, conversations like these. Like I said, we started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper of a topic. Deuces.
Now who you think alive and breathing to this day? I'm trying to tell these young kids crime don't pay. They looked at me and said, Queens, don't play. Do your thing, I'll do mine, kids, stay out of my ways. Type hard trying to survive in New York State, but can't stop till I'm eating off a platinum plate. Here come the Jake always trying to relocate me. Lock me up forever, but they can't deflate because having cash is highly addictive, especially when you used to having money to live with. I pour a step back, look at my life.